Let's head out to our live teams out in the field, giving us a look at the winter weather.
Our Jason Marks is live on the south side in Virginia Beach, where a tree fell on a home, and Rico Bush is monitoring flooding on the peninsula in Newport News. For now, let's start with Jason. He's near Lawson Hall Road. How's it looking out there, Jason?
Well, just an unfortunate thing that happened to this family here on Lawson Hill Road around 3 o'clock in the morning. Let me step out of the way and you can see the damage to this house. It was around 3 o'clock when a tree tumbled onto the home, and you can see the damage done to the right side of the house there. There are several cars in front too, also damaged by the tree. We do not know how many people lived in this home. We do know that it was condemned by firefighters. There are notices on the door saying that the house is unstable to live in for right now, and we do know that there were no injuries in this. Now, I can tell you that here in Virginia Beach, we had very heavy rain throughout the overnight hours, and also that wind. As I was sleeping throughout the overnight hours in Virginia Beach, it just felt like you were in the middle of a hurricane. The winds were blowing that hard, and you just heard the rain hitting the home all night long. Now, here in this neighborhood, we're off of Lawson Hill Road. That's very close to Virginia Wesleyan College in Virginia Beach. I can tell you that there is some localized flooding in this area too. Some of the streets are impassable because of that flooding. Now, we saw a lot more flooding during high tide. We are now in the middle of that low tide area, so a lot of that flooding has gone down, but we are expecting it to go back up in the next couple hours. That will obviously be an issue for those areas that we always see the flooding in Norfolk, by the Hague, some of that in Portsmouth. We see a lot of that, and if you know in Virginia Beach, those areas that we always see the flooding, especially when we have those high tides when we have a storm like this. Those are the areas that we're really going to be watching. But just unfortunate here in Virginia Beach. We're going to continue to monitor things, and as the sun comes up, we'll show you some of this flooding here in the neighborhood. But for now, that's the latest in Virginia Beach. Jason Marks, now back to you guys.
All right, Jason, thank you. Our team coverage now takes us to the peninsula, and that's where Rico Bush is standing by with more on the flooding in Newport News. Rico?
Well, good morning, Don. Yeah, we are near City Line Apartments, actually at City Line Apartments, and the wind here, it is really blowing. It is really cold outside, but if you're familiar with this area, you know that this place typically floods. This morning, that was the case, and as you can see behind me, you can see a couple of cop cars as well. They are here, as well as another cars lined up on this street. We are told that the flooding was so high at one point, police officers had asked the residents to move their cars away from this area so their cars wouldn't get flooded out. But as you can see, you can still see some remnants of the flooding here. It's still here. Not all of it has receded, but there's still some flooding here. A lot has receded, though. As you can see, some residents are going back into their homes, but the road conditions driving up to the peninsula, we can tell you they are really wet. So if you are outside, you just want to make sure you are driving with caution. As far as the snow on the ground, we didn't see any of that. As far as the ice on the ground, we didn't see that at all as well. But again, it's really cold outside. Also, near Phoebus High School here in Hampton, we do know that at least 2,000 people are without power in York County, as well as in Newport News. There are also several hundred people without power. So if you have a loved one who does not have power or is without heat this morning, just make sure you are giving them a call to make sure they are okay. We will continue to monitor these road conditions as well as the conditions here in City Line Apartments, and we'll have an update for you next 30 minutes. But that's the latest here in Hampton. I'm Rico Bush. Back to you.
We're dealing with breaking news. Thousands of outages right now. All of them are storm related. The high winds are very likely playing a big role in that. All night we've been hearing emergency crews responding to downed trees. And here's a look at Dominion Virginia Power's live outage map. The hardest hit areas are James City up on the peninsula with nearly 3,000 out there. Hampton has more than 2,600 people out. Virginia Beach more than 1,300 out, and hundreds more in Williamsburg and Norfolk. We're joined right now by Bonita Harris with Dominion Virginia Power. Good morning, Bonita.
Good morning, Lex. How are you?
I'm good. I imagine you are very busy this morning. Tell us what's going on around here. I would imagine you've got lots of crews out.
Absolutely. Just as you and Don have been reporting this morning, our crews have been really busy overnight as the wind gusts have picked up. Right now we have just under 4,000 customers without power in Hampton Roads in northern North Carolina, but the numbers have been going up and down as our crews restore power and respond to new calls. I went to bed at 11 o'clock last night and we had 22 power outages, and then at 4 o'clock this morning we had about 16,000. So our crews are busy, and we appreciate everyone's patience as they work to restore power as quickly and safely as possible.
And Bonita, does wind seem to be the most major issue here, or are there other factors affecting the power lines?
Wind is definitely the biggest trouble, especially in Hampton Roads and our coastal and bay areas where the wind is the strongest, and also in heavily treed areas like you were mentioning in James City County. We had some trouble in Williamsburg late last night. And North Carolina has experienced a spike in work locations because of ice building up on our power lines. So we have varying conditions in varying spots, and our crew is working hard. They're specially trained to deal with all of it.
Hey, Bonita, we are anticipating temperatures dropping and more precipitation falling, and that could mean a larger headache for you. Are you bringing in extra crews to meet any anticipated need?
We do have extra crews helping us from utilities nearby that have not been affected by this storm. Throughout Virginia, we have 4,000 personnel and 650 bucket trucks responding to outages as they occur where they're needed the most. And some of those crews are coming from Alabama, Mississippi, our southern states that aren't affected here helping us out.
Bonita Harris with Dominion Power, thank you very much. We'll be in touch throughout the day.
Thanks for your coverage, and please remind your viewers if they get a power outage to contact us right away. Quickest way is right on your smartphone, dom.com.
Bonita, thank you.